everyone, it's DiegoDoom here, and today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing Artstorm Fewture Ex-Gokin Getter 1 Repaint version. Now we all know the history of Getter 1, so we'll not be going into that, but what makes this piece truly spectacular and very special is the simple fact that this is another design from Taku Sato's legacy. For those of you who do not know, Taku Sato, also known as Professor Robo, was a very famous toy sculptor who was known for creating some very unique and interesting designs based off of classic super robot characters. Unfortunately, Professor Robo passed away back in 2006, but he left behind an absolutely amazing legacy of unique designs based on our favorite classic super robots. But, nonetheless, Artstorm Fewture Ex-Gokin Getter 1 Repaint version is another fantastic release in the Ex-Gokin line. Getter 1 has a superb sculpt, superb paint applications, superb diecast content, fantastic accessories, and a fantastic range of articulation. So first, let's take a look at Getter 1's box. So now we have Getter 1's box. Initially, this box comes inside of a larger shipping carton and is customized for the Getter 1 figure. Unfortunately, I do not have that box, so we'll just go ahead and move on without that. Now, initially, this box and sleeve is wrapped inside of a plastic bag, which I pre-removed, so let's go ahead and take a look at the sleeve. So initially, the sleeve has a very nice black high-gloss finish with some very nice artwork of Getter 1's head here. So we have half of the face covered and the other half revealing the mechanical side of Getter 1, so very cool there. And on the front of the box, we have Fewture models, Ex-Gokin, Getter Robot, Getter 1, plus Get Machine, Eagle repaint version, so definitely very cool here. A very nice sleeve. So once we remove the sleeve here, we'll just pop that right out there. We are treated to some even more very nice artwork here. So what we have here are the inner workings of Getter 1's chest here, plus you can see the Getter core, and at the bottom of the box we have Getter Robot, Getter 1, plus Get Machine Eagle repaint version, so definitely very cool here. Some very nice artwork going on, and the detail of the inner chest is kind of a hint for things to come once we actually take a look at the figure, so stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead and open up this box. Now, as always with the Ex-Gokin figures, the boxes have some weird reverse suction going on, so it makes the boxes hard to kind of open, so just bear with me a couple of moments if I can get that off. Pretty cool there. Came off pretty easy. That's great. So, once we open the box lid here, we have two nice white flaps. Open these up, and that reveals the instructions for this figure. Very nicely detailed instructions showing off all the accessories and the attributes of this figure, so very cool here. This is very nice. On the back for the stand and more accessories, so definitely cool. So, after the instructions, we have the styrofoam tray. All we have to do is pop this lid here, open that up, and inside, if we had Getter 1 in here, he would be wrapped in plastic, and we have all the accessories wrapped in small bags too, so definitely very cool if you can kind of see that. So as you can tell with the Ex-Gokin line, the utmost care and concern is taken when preparing these figures for us. This is definitely very cool, and you definitely get the sense you're dealing with true collector's products here, so absolutely fantastic. So, now we have Getter 1's box out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories. So now let's take a look at Getter 1's accessories. Getter 1 comes with a pair of open hands, a pair of articulated hands, a pair of Getter tomahawks, one Getter wing, one Get Machine Eagle, 3 sets of medallions, one Getter core, one Getter energy tube, and one stand. So first, let's take a look at the hands. The first pair of hands that Getter 1 comes with are his open hands. The open hands have a fantastic sculpt as well as a fantastic paint application going here, as you can see. Cast in a very nice vibrant red, some very nice robotic and mechanical detailings going on in the inner palm, so very nicely done here. The next pair of hands that Getter 1 comes with are his articulated hands. Same great sculpt, same great paint apps. What's unique about these hands, these double as your fist as well as your holding hands here. Very nicely done here. Now these hands attach are via a peg system here, so I'll grab our Getter 1 figure here, and these actually peg in to the forearms here. So there's a hole here in the forearm. Now one thing I must mention, it can be very difficult swapping the hands on this figure, so do handle it with the utmost care, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It takes a lot of effort to force these pegs in, so we'll do this as best we possibly can. So let's see what we can do. So we'll push this in, and hopefully it goes in on the second try. And as you can see, I'm pushing extremely hard, so when swapping the hands on this figure, please handle it with the utmost care because it's a very expensive piece and you don't want to break anything, but still. Now we have the hands attached, a lot of effort, but still very cool. The next accessory that Getter 1 comes with is his pair of Getter tomahawks. The Getter tomahawks have an absolutely fantastic sculpt and some fantastic paint apps going on here. A very nice shiny silver metallic. Very cool here. A very nice steampunk sculpt here too, so this is very nicely done. Now how these attach, there's actually a ball peg system here on the handle, and this is meant to attach the hole in the palm here, as you can see on the open hand. Very cool there. So all we're going to do is we're going to put this in thumb first, so slide this in kind of at an angle, and then we're going to turn to the side. We actually push the ball peg through to one side because these tomahawks are actually reversible, so pretty cool there. Tighten the grip. So now we have Getter 1 holding his Getter tomahawk. So very nice there. The next accessory that Getter 1 comes with is his Getter core. Now this is pretty much the engine for the Getter 1, so definitely pretty cool here. It's a pretty nice accessory. Just a simple, fairly detailed engine here. Very nice. Now how this attaches to Getter 1, we'll set him up. And we have our hollowed out Getter 1 here, as you can see. And this actually slots in to his stomach area here. And this does go in at a slight angle, and it's kind of hard to push in. Just getting that proper angle. See if I get it. Oh, okay. Got it on the first try. So fairly simple there. So now we have Getter 1 powered up and ready to go. So very nice there. Very cool. So the next accessory that Getter 1 comes with is his Getter energy tube here. And this is a very simple accessory here. Just a simple tube full of Getter energy. So pretty nice there. Now how this attaches to Getter 1. In his waist area here, this flap actually comes down, and there's actually a flush cap here on where the tube goes. We'll pull this out, or kind of flick it out there. And we'll grab our energy tube here, and now we're actually inserting Getter energy into Getter 1. So it's a pretty neat accessory. Very nicely done there. So we'll pull that back out, put back on the flush cap. So very cool there. The next accessories that Getter 1 comes with are his 3 different sets of Getter medallions here. So initially you have 2 sets of Getter medallions that attach to Getter 1's back here. So the first set is actually in numerical order. So you have the 1, 2, and 3 here. So pretty cool here. And these are diecast. That's absolutely fantastic. And then the second set here is actually in the numerical kanji here. Now, I'm not sure if I have this in the proper order, so in the comments below, let me know if I do not have it in the proper order. So pretty cool there. So you have the option to have it in the numerical order or in the kanji, so it's very nice. And then the third set is actually for the Get Machine Eagle, and it's just 2 pairs, one in the numeric and the other one in the numerical kanji, so pretty cool there. So how these attach to Getter 1, we'll spin him around, and all we have to do is actually pin these into the 3 holes in his back. So for the formation for Getter 1, we'll do 3 at the bottom. And they slide in pretty easy. Just push them in. 2, second piece. Okay. And then 1. So now, and that's at the top of the neck here. Focus. Push that right in there. So now we have Getter 1 all numbered correctly. So it's very nice there. Very nicely done. The next accessory and final accessory that Getter 1 comes with is the Get Machine Eagle. And this is an absolutely fantastic piece here. This is made out of diecast. Very nicely done here. Very nicely done. Diecast all up front. It might be a little bit plastic here for these back pieces, but still they're actually articulated and have clicky joints too. So you can actually adjust these boosters here. Pretty cool. And you can actually rotate them around a little bit too. So absolutely fantastic. So now we have Ryoma doing a barrel roll or something. So very nice there. Very nice piece. Now on the bottom here, you can actually attach your Getter medallion here. So we'll attach that 1 in there. We'll do the numerical 1. If I can find that. And it's right here. Just push that in like so. And there you have it. A very nice piece here. And this also comes with a stand to hold up the Get Machine Eagle here. A pretty simple stand, just rests on there as if it's ready to launch off. So very cool. A very nice accessory. So definitely very cool. So give me one moment. We'll take a look at the Getter wing and the stand. So now we have the Getter wing and the stand. So first let's take a look at the Getter wing. So the Getter wing here has a fantastic sculpt as well as a fantastic paint application going on here, casting a very nice vibrant red here with some very nice detailed panel lines going on. So this is definitely very cool here. Now I do wish this was die-cast, but it's not, but still it's a great accessory. So very nicely done here. Now how this attaches to Getter 1, we'll grab our figure over here. First, we have to remove the number 2 medallion from his back. So we'll pluck this medallion out as best we can. These medallions can be hard to get out, so let's see if we can get that out. Yep, here we go. And the getter wing is actually supposed to peg into the back of getter 1. Now, one thing I've noticed, this does not peg in appropriately. I must be doing something wrong. So in the comments below, if you have this figure, please let me know the proper way to slot this getter wing in, because as of right now, I kind of slotted in a strange manner. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Before we attach this to getter 1, we'll grab our number 2 medallion and peg it into the top of the getter wing here. So get that pegged in like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slot this underneath the back pieces right up here. So you'll see what I'm doing. So just kind of slot that in as best we can. And it's holding from the side pieces, not necessarily this peg hole here. So there you have it. You have getter 1 with his getter wing. It looks absolutely fantastic here and definitely very cool. Now this chest piece is going to fall out, and I'll address that in just a little bit when we look at the figure itself. But still, very impressive accessory here. Very nicely done. So, the next accessory that getter 1 comes with is his stand. So we'll get these guys out of the way. Now the stand here, as always, it's a great stand. I really do wish we actually had a nameplate on here. So it'd be nice to have, you know, Fewture Ex-Gokin getter 1 or something like that. But still, it's a very cool stand here. It's actually articulated as well. So it clicks here very hard. You can actually turn this. Very nicely done here. And you can actually adjust this too. Loosen this knob up and down. Pretty cool. We'll tighten that back up. Now, you'll notice the cradle on this stand is pretty unique for the getter figure, so this is definitely very cool here. So we'll go ahead and pull this out, and how this attaches to getter 1, we'll grab him over here. And one thing to note, this cradle actually requires a Phillips head screwdriver here. You see in the top, that's a 4-way screw. We'll zoom in there so you can see that. So I have loosened this up already. I'll show you how this attaches. So we'll grab getter 1. And honestly, I think the best way to attach this is probably latch it on to the top piece first. So what you're going to latch it onto here, and we'll zoom in. This top piece actually going to latch on in between the 3-piece and the waist. So we'll put that on there first. And we'll just kind of hook this onto the waist here. And it goes in pretty well. Nice and secure. Now to officially completely secure this, we have to screw this on pretty tight. So I'll just kind of attempt to do that right here with my little screwdriver. So we'll tighten that up as best we possibly can. And once you have it tightened up, it's in there very firm and very securely. So you never, ever, ever have to worry about your getter figure ever falling over. So it's definitely very cool there. So we'll put our stand and put this piece back in. You might have to bend the legs, but get the gist here. And I do have to adjust the stand a little bit so he stands up straight, but this is all for demonstration purposes anyway. So pretty cool there. So we'll zoom out a little bit. We'll push getter 1 way back there as best we possibly can. But pretty much that is a very firm and very secure connection for a very nice stand. So definitely very cool there. So now we have getter 1's accessories out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the getter 1 figure itself. So now we have the getter 1 figure itself. Getter 1 has a superb sculpt, superb paint applications, superb diecast content, and a fantastic range of articulation. So first, let's begin with the articulation in the head. So Getter 1 can look left, he can look right, he can look up, he can look down. Also, this neck can kind of tilt side to side, so pretty cool there. Now, the first of 2 hiccups with this figure, I'll go ahead and address that right now, are the lower abdomen and this chest piece here. This chest piece is very prone to popping off, so I'm going to pull it off right now here. And just the main issue is it just requires just a couple of dabs of nail polish or super glue to make it more secure in these 2 peg holes here, but still a very minor issue. So, moving on to the shoulders here, the shoulders can move forward and back quite a bit here, so pretty cool there. You can get a nice shoulder shrug with Getter 1, so very interesting there. The arms can rotate a full 360 with very nice soft ratcheting joints here, so pretty cool there. The arms come out about 45 degrees, very nice there. There is no bicep rotation here, but the forearms here bend with very nice clicky joints, and they actually rotate. And as we all know, the hands are on a peg system here, so they can spin around quite freely. So very nicely done there. So, moving down, the next issue is the issue with the lower abdomen here. And as you can see, it's on a type of ball joint here that is very loose, and it seems to be a very common issue with this figure. And I'm not really sure on how to tighten that up. So if you guys have this figure, Let us know how to fix this in the comments below, but still another minor issue. In the legs here, the legs can kick out quite a bit, so kick out very far, very nice high kick there, and they can kick back just a little bit, then come out to the side about 5 clicks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 4 clicks, not 5. So very nice there. The knees are double jointed here, as you can see, so to activate that, we'll hold our finger here, trying to get pinched, get that clicking, and then we'll get the other knee joint here too. So it's a very nice bend here. Now, as always, do be careful when accessing the double jointed knees on these figures. You do not want the paint to scratch off of one another, so do handle that with the utmost care. Okay, get that back in order. Now the feet here, they can actually tilt side to side, so very nice, and some very nice click here too, so this is very nicely done. Then the toes here actually articulated also, so very nice. This is a very nicely articulated figure here. Now, in terms of sculpt and paint applications, this is simply fantastic here. This is truly a masterpiece figure here. Looks very good. Now, as you can see, some very nice detailing going on for the inner chest, but the biggest prize of this figure here, we can actually remove the faceplate to see some very great detail going on. So, pull that off, and there you have this very mechanical and menacing and grim-looking Getter 1 face here. This is definitely very cool here. There's absolutely very nice attention to detail here. This is absolutely superb. We'll get that as close as we possibly can. That is very nice here. Definitely very cool. This is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed the sculpt on this figure. Very nice, and a very nice, unique design from Taku Sato as always. But still, this figure, absolutely superb sculpt. And as we all know, Taku Sato loves to leave his signature on his figure, so we have the signature right here, so we know we're dealing with the authentic Taku Sato design. So definitely very cool. We have some other copyright material here on the lower waist. Very cool. So this figure is amazing here. A very nice piece. Very nicely done. And as you can see, the red is very vibrant as well as the white here and the yellow. Now with the original paint version, I think things are a little bit more orangish versus being red, so that's why they issued the repaint version, but still a very nice figure. Very nicely done here. So, now that we have the Getter 1 figure out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. Before we conclude the review, first let's take a look at Getter 1's diecast content and do a very quick size comparison. So, in terms of diecast content, Getter 1's whole leg assembly here is made out of diecast, the waist is made out of diecast, the 2 chest panels here are diecast, the forearms are diecast, the biceps are diecast, the shoulder pieces are plastic, and the head is plastic. Then on the back here where the Getter medallions actually attach, this is diecast as well, so definitely very cool here. This is a very hefty and very weighted piece, so that's very nicely done here. Let's straighten them up a little bit. Now, in terms of a size comparison, we have the Fewture Ex-Gokin GX52 Getter 1 here. This figure, I believe, is roughly 6 inches maybe. So we'll put him right here. And as you can see, Ex-Gokin Getter 1 towers above all else. This is absolutely fantastic. Here you have 2 truly unique designs based off the same classic Getter Robo character. So definitely very cool there. So, now we have the diecast content and size comparison out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. To conclude the review, Artstorm Fewture Ex-Gokin Getter 1 Repaint version is another fantastic release in the Ex-Gokin line. Getter 1 has a superb sculpt, superb paint applications, superb diecast content, fantastic accessories, and a fantastic range of articulation. This figure is simply stunning and absolutely amazing. I honestly feel that everyone owes it themselves to pick up at least one piece from Taku Sato's amazing legacy. Now, one thing I must warn about this figure, due to secondary market prices, this figure can be extremely expensive. My best advice is to hover over eBay and pick this figure up for the best, lowest price possible. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.